Hello, my name is Jim DeMayo, and this is A Course in Miracles. Today's reading is Lesson 94. I am as God created me. Today we continue with the one idea which brings complete salvation, the one statement which makes all forms of temptation powerless, the one thought which renders the ego silent and entirely undone. You are as God created you. The sounds of this world are still. The sights of this world disappear, and all the thoughts that this world ever held are wiped away forever by this one idea. Here is salvation accomplished. Here is sanity restored. True light is strength, and strength is sinlessness. If you remain as God created you, you must be strong, and light must be in you. He who ensured your sinlessness must be the guarantee of strength and light as well. You are as God created you. Darkness cannot obscure the glory of God's Son. You stand in light, strong in the sinlessness in which you were created, and in which you will remain throughout eternity. Today we will again devote the first 5 minutes of each working hour to the attempt to feel the truth in you. Begin these times of searching with these words. I am as God created me. I am His Son eternally. Now try to reach the Son of God in you. This is the self that never sinned, nor made an image to replace reality. This is the self that never left its home in God to walk the world uncertainly. This is the self that knows no fear, nor could conceive of loss, or suffering, or death. Nothing is required of you to reach this goal except to lay all idols and self-images aside. Go past the list of attributes, both good and bad, you have ascribed yourself, and wait in silent expectancy for the truth. God has Himself promised that it will be revealed to all who ask for it. You're asking now. You cannot fail because He cannot fail. If you do not meet the requirement of practicing for the first 5 minutes of every hour, at least remind yourself hourly, I am as God created me. I am His Son eternally. Tell yourself frequently today that you are as God created you, and be sure to respond to anyone who seems to irritate you with these words. You are as God created you. You are His Son eternally. Make every effort to do the hourly exercises today. Each one you do will be a giant stride toward your release, and a milestone in learning the thought system which this course sets forth. I realize that you can easily interpret the Course in Miracles as being something beyond this life, basically something from death. But guess what? This course is actually given to us so that we may live this life more successfully. How? Well, most of the problem that we have in this life stems from fear. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of having no worth and value. And that fear then promotes the idea that somehow we've hurt God, or that we've hurt each other. This is how our divine self is replaced by a human body that we made to live in the belief that we're separate from our source and separate from one another. Consider how different it is to live this life, knowing full well that we're one, knowing full well that what God created is perfect, and that the incidences that occur in this life are to be overlooked and then guided through, allowing His guidance. How can I do that if I'm busy being angry with someone, with myself or someone else? Allow the guidance. So remember, you are as God created. You are His Son forever.